Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shar. Thank you for coming back with me, guys. I know everybody is under lockdown, pretty much in all 50 states, some form of lockdown or another, including where I am. So I'm in the house. So I'm like, yes, let's do a video. But of course, the celebrities, they never cease to amaze. I mean, at this point, I'm not shocked about anything that I hear or see. But I do appreciate the viewers that I have, and people tuning in when I do a video. I don't do them as regularly as I would like to, because I am trying to get my website going for my store. It's not, my online store is not finished just yet. If you haven't heard me talk about it, it's Marlena D Boutique. And I am on Instagram. The boutique is rather. The Instagram handle is Marlena, MARLENA_D_boutique. So we do have great things over there at the store already. I'm already in business. You know what I'm saying? I'm already in business, but I don't have the website up and running just yet. That is still coming. So, and I've been selling. So I've been selling quite a few things. I also have a page on Facebook, which is the same thing, Marlena D Boutique. There's no underscore there. It's just Marlena D Boutique. And so I'm selling things there as well. My Facebook group, it's not a group, but the people who generally see the items on Facebook, they are in love with jackets, like, because I always have these different types of faux leather jackets in stock, and so I get a lot of attention and a lot of inquiries about these jackets that I always sell there. And so thank you guys, well, at least the Facebook people, for for patronizing me over there at Facebook. So and I am going to have to give them a shout out over there at that platform as well. But anywho, I wanted to come and talk to you guys, like I always say, really quickly. Hopefully it won't turn into a 40-minute video. You know, I don't want it to be 40 minutes. That's too long to be listening to one person, in my opinion. But yeah, I wanted to come to you guys to talk about Floyd Mayweather and his baby mother, which is Josie Harris, the late Josie Harris. She's recently found dead at her home in Valencia, California. Now, at this point, the California, or Los Angeles rather, medical examiner has ruled out homicide. It's not being categorized as a homicide at all. You know, when they came out to the scene, they did their investigation of the crime scene, you know, where she was, and they do not suspect any foul play. You know what? If I look a little weird, guys, I do apologize as far as up in here, because I put one eyelash on, if you can notice. And as you can see, I don't really have another lash on because it fell. It fell in the toilet. I was putting it on in the bathroom and the dang old thing fell in the toilet. And I didn't have any more. And this one is on securely. And I didn't want to pull it off, because if you pull it off when they're on securely, it'll pull off your own eyelashes, and I'm not having that. And I don't have lash remover. So anyway, I'll go buy some more and put another one on. No big deal. I think I have some coming anyway in the mail. So, but yeah, no, with Miss Josie Harris. Yes, they found her. She was found dead at the scene, which was at her home, I guess in her driveway. She lived in Valencia, California. This is really, really weird. Like, I hate when things like this happen. Like, what the hell happened? Like, why is she dead? How did she die? What the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Like, I hate when stuff is like unknown and a cold case, like no evidence or anything, and it's like, what happened? No one knows. But they have ruled out, as they say, foul play. So meaning they don't think anyone came over and did anything. Da da da. And they also ruled out that it was drugs, like in her system or anything. Like she didn't die of some type of drug overdose or some type of bad drug concoction that she could have taken or whatever. It's nothing like that. They've ruled that out. They said that has nothing to do with this. So how did she die then? Like, you know what I mean? It just eludes me when they do these reports and the medical examiner and all that stuff. They do these things and they're still not telling us anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still don't know. It's just so weird. And I actually pray that it's not one of those things where we just never hear about this again. They never find out who did it. I mean, not who did it, I'm sorry, but they never find out what happened to her. Because who knows? And it could be something that someone did or whatever. We don't know. We don't know anything at this point. So hopefully they can report some more information about this as things progress. I'm hoping. I just hope that we just don't never hear about this again. She was a beautiful woman, African-American woman. Doesn't matter her race, but I'm just saying she was African-American woman, beautiful African-American woman, and she's gone. And that's sad. She leaves children. She has 2 boys and a girl with Floyd Mayweather. Okay? And it's public knowledge that they had, as one of the articles for TMZ stated, a tumultuous relationship with Floyd Mayweather. Now, obviously, it's been an unspoken word down there in LA that TMZ is the go-to media outlet when things happen. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. Like, they're the outlet that it's just been said, like, give the information to TMZ first over their local news channels at ABC, NBC, and CBS or whatever the case. You know what I mean? Like, because they get the news before any of the local channels get it, and it's almost like crazy. Anyway, so yeah, she had this tumultuous relationship with Floyd Mayweather. Basically, it's just another case of domestic abuse, and he's a boxer. Like, his hands are lethal weapons, and he's hitting a woman. That's crazy. I mean, he's knocked out. I don't know, because I don't know his ranks, and this is not about his ranks as far as the wins and his technical ability. But I'm sure at some point in his career, probably more than once, he's knocked the person out with his hands. And if not actually knocked him out, like unconscious, he did some damage with black eyes, busting noses, busting lips, all of that. Of course, he's a boxer, So for him to actually put his hands on a woman, that is disturbing to me. It's disturbing. Like, how dare you put your hands on a woman? So if you got a problem with physical abuse on women, then you need to get help. Obviously, he's angry because you already a fighter. Like, that's your line of work. You fight for a living. So isn't that enough aggression that you get out? And also, he hasn't lost. He's never lost a fight. Okay, so regardless of what people say, naysayers about Mayweather, because I'm like the rest of America. We got the pay-per-view every time he had a fight. We get the pay-per-view. We watch the fight. Everybody comes over. We watch it. It's been a few fights or a couple of fights where they have deemed it like, oh, he didn't win that, and he didn't really win that. They just gave it to him, whatever. He's never lost a fight. Okay, 40-0, I think. Okay, forgive me if that's not really the thing, but I think last time I was looking at it on HBO, I think they said 40-0. Like, he's had 40 fights, never lost. Okay, so whatever. Even more reason why Floyd should be ashamed of himself for putting his hands on somebody. You know what I mean? You done beat up 40 men 40 different times. All different calibers, all different levels, fighting levels, some more aggressive than others, because that's crazy. So, yeah, the big incident where he, I guess, came into the woman's home, and Josie's home, and according to her interview that she did a while back, when this particular incident was relevant, he came into her room, pulled her up by her hair out of the bed, and was dragging her around the house, and obviously her body being dragged around. She's getting sore and beat by whatever objects is on the floor or the furniture or whatever. And one of the children went out of the house and went somewhere, probably a neighbor's, I guess, and called the police. It was one of the sons, I believe. I don't know if it was the oldest son or the youngest son. Between the two of them, I'm not sure. But one of the sons, I believe they said. It wasn't the daughter, it was the son. And so, yeah, that stood up. It stood up in court that the son wouldn't call the police. Because if it didn't happen, or if it wasn't, whatever, the son wouldn't have never have to, go somewhere and call the police. And so she also had marks to show for it. But, and he got arrested. He got arrested. I think he did 90 days. He was able to get out or whatever, because I think that was like the first time he had ever had like a domestic violence case on file. I think, I don't follow him in that way, so I don't know, but I think, which is why he didn't do much time. So after that, he did some media press about the incident. I think it was Diane Sawyer. And he basically said that it wasn't like that. It wasn't what it seems. I didn't just go over there and, start kicking her butt. She was on drugs, which is why she was acting, erratic. And, we had to get physical or whatever. So, if I'm accused of, detaining a woman, then I'm accused of detaining a woman because she was, acting crazy, basically. I was trying to calm her down or what have you. That's the narrative that he put out. And so, yeah, she's pissed because she was like, I wasn't on drugs, And I guess she's saying, even if I do drugs, and I'm not saying that she said this publicly anywhere, and I'm not saying that she actually said this. This is just my perception. I'm just saying she probably said to herself, even if I do drugs or whatever, occasionally or whatever the case may be, I wasn't doing drugs that night, and I wasn't bothering you. I was in my home, in my bed. You came there and pulled me up and grabbed me up. What you know what I'm saying? So she publicly said that wasn't the case, and she wasn't on drugs or what have you. And so because of that, she began to and followed through with a defamation of character claim or lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather that totaled about $20 million. Okay. And they basically said that it was getting ready to pay up, because she did this years ago, I guess, back when this first happened. And it was looking good for her that she was going to get the money. If not 20 million, she was going to get a nice chunk of change because, it was no evidence of her being on drugs. No evidence of her being a drug addict. And like I said, I haven't did any really deep research on her. To my knowledge, it may not even be that much information out there. I mean, you're going to have to really do like some really deep digging, like maybe go into the archives of the state she was born in and looking up her name. And I mean, who allowed to do that? I'm not. To see if it's any type of public record of her being arrested for drugs or pills or any of that stuff. It doesn't matter at this point. The point of the matter is that because of this incident, it had nothing to do with drugs. And how dare you sit up there and call me a drug addict on national TV? That's what it was all about as far as her claim. And because, like I said, it was no validity to it, it was looking in her favor that she was going to get a nice payout. Okay? And now she's not. Now she's not. But why? How? What happened to her? People just don't die. I mean, they die, but it be stuff that you can quickly, easily see. Diabetes, heart attack, stroke. You know what I'm saying? They choked, asthma. People die from breathing problems and all this stuff. Easy. They have medical conditions, chronic medical conditions that, just wear on their body, and they end up, organs and everything break down and they just die. But when they do these medical examinations, they're able to see this, that, and the third. She had cancer. Her body underwent chemotherapy, which made everything weak, or they'll say she had diabetes, all these things, asthma, or whatever, lupus, or whatever her medical conditions could have been. They haven't said any of that stuff. They haven't even said that she was sickly. Like I said, when they do these medical examinations, I don't know anything about them. I'm not trying to act like I do. But I'm just saying, I know immediately when they go in, they can see that this body is weak in terms of internally, like the organs and, the lungs. They be black because maybe she could have been a smoker. I'm not saying she was, but I'm just saying they can see a sickly body instantly because all these organs and stuff is weak or inflamed, disfigured, discolored because of whatever the sickness is. You know what I mean? They haven't said anything like that. No drugs. So what happened? What happened? So like I said, I just hate it. I hate it when things just like go like a cold case. They never can figure things out. Like with the whole, what was that other little girl that died over in Illinois somewhere? What was her name? Tanika Jenkins? I'm sorry if I'm not saying her first name right. I apologize. But yeah, that case where she was in the hotel room wandering around. They never found that killer. Like, I just hate when things cannot be solved. The parents need this, families need this for closure. And it's almost like, I know if it were me, I could almost figure myself to think like the person could still be around me or, indirectly around me that actually killed my daughter or you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's sad. And I really, really hate this. And I hope that they could give us more information, that they can find out more so we can be informed, and especially for her family, her sons, her daughter. She leaves children behind. And I know not too long ago, maybe I think it might have been last summer. I think it came out on TMZ. Once again, like I said, I don't know how they get the scoop on information before anyone else does. But I believe on TMZ I was listening that last year she had made contact with Floyd, and she may have been making contact with Floyd on a regular basis even prior to this and after. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not her friend, so I don't know. But it was made public that she had reached out to Floyd because her oldest son had basically fled her home in Los Angeles and went to the father's home in Vegas, which obviously, in California and Vegas, that's just a car ride, few hours or whatever. And the little boy was still in school, still in high school. I believe it was his senior year or what have you, I think. And yeah, she called Floyd up and was like, yeah, send him back. Make him come back. He had school. We want him to finish school, graduate. So that I don't really follow Floyd, and I don't really follow him on Instagram. But if I'm not mistaken, the little boy never did go back to her. Like, he stayed living with the dad, with Floyd. And I think the other son does too, I think. I don't think the girl was. I don't think the little girl was living with Floyd. I think the little girl, and they're not little, I think they're teenagers. I think the daughter was still with her, but the two boys, I think, was out there with Floyd. So, yeah, Floyd never sent the boy back or never made him go back. You know what I mean? And I hope he made him finish school or was getting him homeschooled or something. Like, I don't know. Floyd doesn't strike me as not necessarily being a bad parent, but he doesn't strike me as a parent that's literally setting boundaries and structure. Children need structure on a daily, regular basis, like daily. AM, they do this. PM, they do that. Afternoon, nightly, they're showering, doing homework, then going outside, playing, getting that in. But this is done daily, structure, and for some reason, I just don't feel that Floyd is like that. He could be. I don't know. And like I said, I don't follow him on Instagram, but it just seems like he, I don't know, he seems to be so self-consumed with his life, himself, his jewelry and cars and women. And even though he doesn't smoke or drink, but that really has nothing to do with the perception. And the perception is that he's just so self-centered. And I'm not saying that he doesn't love his children. I believe he does love the children, but because of how his life is, I mean, basically the man doesn't have to want or need for anything in terms of financial. And he got so much wealth. It's just that he's in this big old lavish house and he's just bouncing around from this car to this woman to that woman, because he can get any woman that he wants, of course, because any woman wants to be, well, not any woman, but, majority of women would love to just be taken care of by some rich man, right? And technically, Floyd is not too bad on the eyes. I mean, he may not be a bathing beauty, but, technically he's not too bad on the eyes, I guess. So, yeah, I'm sure he doesn't have any problem with getting any woman that he, summons for, literally, right? So, yeah, it's probably an understatement that they had a tumultuous relationship. It was probably really, really bad or whatever. And according to Josie, and I think she did a book as well, it was bad. And which is why her lawsuit was going to pay off. But like I said, she'll never know. Now, because she did have a lawsuit in the making, I don't know if they can continue on with the suit, even though she's not here. I don't know the law, like that. So I don't know if that's even possible or a suggestion. But maybe she can. Maybe they can keep it going or what have you. But I hope that she, her family, and her children, they can find justice. But, it is weird. It's very, very weird. And, Floyd, I don't know, he makes himself seem a little guilty to me. I mean, I'm not saying he had anything to do with this, but, he had an uncle, the uncle that used to train him for every single fight. I think his name was Roger Mayweather. He just recently died. His uncle did. I think it was March 17th he died. And I believe they had the homegoing service for his uncle on the 22nd of March. Floyd was not there. Now they showed the whole funeral services on Floyd Mayweather's YouTube channel. So if anyone that doesn't know already would like to see that, Floyd's uncle that used to train him for every for every fight. His uncle Roger Mayweather, they showed the funeral at the Floyd Mayweather YouTube channel. And it was quite lengthy. Like I said, it was from beginning to end. They showed the gravesite proceedings and everything. And I watched the whole thing, and I might say it was very, very sad. I mean, of course, I didn't know him, and I don't really have a soft spot for him. But, anytime you see a service where someone's lost their life and they're being laid to rest, literally, and put down in the ground, it's sad. He had children, I believe 2, and just to see them and their pain, laying their father to rest was very, very sad. And Floyd's father was there, and because obviously Roger had the 2 brothers, which is one was Floyd Mayweather's father, and then another brother. So I believe it's 3 brothers all in total, and I believe 2 or 3 sisters. I know I saw, and they said 2 sisters, but I'm not sure if they had another one. But definitely it was 2 sisters there, and then the 3 brothers. So, I felt like Floyd should have been there. He wasn't there. And, maybe Floyd came early and paid his respects, or maybe he came on a whole nother day. But my thing is, this is your family. This is your close family. This is your uncle. This is your father's brother. This man helped you become who you are. He trained you to win these fights. Your uncle is the reason why you are who you are today. Why you have 40 wins. Put all that other stuff aside, that I'm rich, I'm famous, all this facade, and come to the funeral with the rest of the family. I mean, he walks around with a big entourage anyway, wherever he goes. He could have came with the big entourage for this homecoming. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't open to the public. It was just the family. So, and you got enough money to have it secured down where no one else gets in just to see you. You know what I mean? It's just the immediate family, because that's all it was, the immediate family, and that's what they stated. He should have been there. Maybe if you could bring the entire entourage down to maybe 8 people. So you can have 4 people on this side, 4 people on that side. That way you could feel secure or whatever. Leave all the money bags at home, you know what I mean? Or leave them somewhere else. I don't know. You don't have to come in with the 2-3 book bags filled to the top with money. You don't have to do that. That could be left somewhere else. And like I said, if you feel comfortable with 4 people at the, left of you and 4 people at the right, there you go. But you should have been there. You should have been there. You pay your respects with everybody in the family. It's called paying your respects for a reason. Respect him and the fact that he passed like everybody else is on that day, at that time. You know what I mean? You're never too big for the family. And it was not open to the public anyway. So he should have been there. And, his children wasn't there either. Like, and I'm assuming because he wasn't there, the kids wasn't there. But the thing is that those kids grew up around him as well. They used to be at so many fights growing up with their dad. They know the man, of course. He's been there. He should have made the children come. Like, I don't know what kind of family they have, and I'm not dissing the family. I'm not talking about them, but it seems like somebody should have come from his corner, either him or the children, or maybe, how about just all of them, the kids as well as him. Why wouldn't he want to go? That's what I don't understand. And it wasn't in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is where originally Floyd and the Mayweather family is from. It was out there in Vegas. Floyd lives in Vegas as well. Like, why weren't you there? And to me, I feel like that's disrespectful, because it's not about you, and you wasn't going to take anything away from what was going on, because you not coming with an extreme big entourage, and not only that, it wasn't open to the public. It was just family. So all the family know who you are. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that. I thought that was wrong. I felt like that was disrespectful, and it was a trip. And if his kids could have come, his sons, the daughters, that could have, gave some type of solace to his children, Roger's children. I believe he had two. There was a young man and a young lady. Looked like they might have been in their early 20s or something. That would have given them support. That my other cousins, my first cousins, or on my dad's side was there. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have that support from them. I mean, it was unspoken, or maybe they did speak, unbeknownst to the world. But still, I mean, you go to show support. That's what these things are for, these types of gatherings. But it's neither here nor there. It's over with now. They weren't there. But, I feel like that was wrong. And then I don't follow Floyd on Instagram. However, when I got wind that he has posted so many pictures of Miss Josie Harris, stated, and he turned off the comments as well, I've been told. Like, he turned off the comments because he don't want nobody to comment, obviously, right? Why? Because you're going to be criticized. And the captions that he put, like, my love, my kiss, my word. Instead of just saying rest in peace, we had beautiful times together, or, you were a beautiful woman inside and out, I'm sorry our relationship couldn't be better. That's not owning up to being an abuser to her. That's just owning up to what has gone public, or what everybody already know. We know that you guys didn't have the most healthiest relationship. So, you could have just said, I'm sorry, couldn't have been better, or whatever. He made this seem like it was just so hunky-dory. Everything was beautiful, candy and rainbows. All his comments, never indicated that, it could have been better. Sorry for whatever, but I loved you. I loved you when we were together, or you're the best mom, or any of that. He just stated stuff like, my love, my world, my kiss, and all. It's like, Floyd, really? This woman got a $20 million lawsuit against you for defamation of character. I mean, how much was she walking around saying she loved you before she passed? And you her. We didn't hear you mention that woman at all, besides when you was on TV talking about she was on drugs, and that's why you had to drag her up. I mean, let's be real. So that seems suspicious. And when I say suspicious, I don't necessarily mean he had anything to do with her passing, because they not deeming it a homicide or anything, but it seems like it's some form of guilt. Because you not painting the obvious picture, and the obvious picture is what has transpired, what has gone public. She's done interviews saying that you were abusive and all these things, but you paint a picture of, and it's about wording things properly. You could have painted a picture that in the time that you guys were together, it was beautiful and this and that. However, I don't know what went wrong, or it went awry, or whatever. He just made it seem like they were just lovey-dovey before she passed. Now, in the process of her passing, his uncle passed as well. Like I said, he died on the 17th of March. I think he only got 2 pictures of him. And he might have more pictures. And, prior to him passing, it might be other pictures he got, on Instagram of his uncle. But I'm just saying, since he passed, the recent pictures that he posted was 2. If I'm not mistaken, he may have posted more. Because like I said, I don't follow him on Instagram. I just went to his Instagram to check this information out that has gone public about, these pictures that he's posted of Josie Harris, with all that nonsense that he was putting at the bottom of the pictures. You know what I mean? Where he turned off the comments. Like, why you don't want nobody to comment? Because you know people are going to say exactly what I'm saying. Like, oh, y'all was cool? You know, when did y'all get cool like that? Or, you know what I mean? I know they might have communicated because of the kids, but, you know, for you to be sitting up there saying, you know, my beauty, and she was a beautiful woman, but again, he's just making it seem like they were just lovely. She wouldn't have a lawsuit against you if everything was lovely. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. He's a mess. He's a piece of work. You know what I mean? He is really a piece of work. And I remember back when he was having the issue with T.I., when T.I. was livid over Tiny talking with Floyd Mayweather. I remember that was a big thing. And I remember not too long ago, one of the big fashion designers, I don't know, was it Gucci? I think it was Gucci. They did some type of sweatshirt that went over someone's head, if I'm not mistaken, and it was black. So it kind of represented, like, I don't know, I think they were saying it represented like blackface or noose or something. Anyway, everybody was talking about boycotting Gucci. I think it was Gucci. It might have been Prada. I don't know. But, you know, T.I. did this big thing where he went on a Instagram and all that, telling everybody not to patronize Gucci. I think it was Gucci. Forgive me if it's not Gucci, but it was one of the big fashion designers, to not patronize them or patronize them right now, and to not buy their clothes because of this sweater. Like I said, the sweater came up or went over the head, something crazy. During this time, until they changed it or took it off the market. And I believe they did, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did. Anyway, it went pretty public that T.I. didn't like this, and he wanted everybody to join him in boycotting this fashion designer because of these sweaters. And Floyd did the complete opposite. He did a whole video from start to finish of him pulling up in front of Gucci, going into Gucci, and making this big thing saying, you know, I shop where I want to shop, and, you know, pulling out the bags of money, and, you know, cameras following him into the store making purchases. It's like, he's so ignorant and anal, I want to say. And I hate to say that about him because, well, I mean, he could just be ignorant. I mean, money don't make you smart. You know what I mean? But it's just the fact that how he missed the point. You know, he's got, I guess, so much hatred for T.I., or, you know, he wanted to just do the opposite of what T.I. was telling him, or telling basically the public to do. But the thing is, you're not really hurting T.I. for going into the store. I mean, you're not really hurting him. I mean, yeah, he asked people not to patronize the store, but do he really care that you went in there? Not really. I mean, he probably did, but it's like, oh well. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the fact that he really wanted to make it known that he actually went into the store, despite what T.I. was requesting, is childish. And it's like, man, ain't you 40-ish or 40 plus? Like, why would you even, you don't want to make a big deal out of that and then record it. And it's just that, you know, and this is the type of thing that I'm saying, the reason why I don't feel like Mayweather is, you know, really providing good structure. And I'm not saying a role model, but could be that too. But this is why I say it doesn't seem like he's providing good structure for those kids. Even though, you know, I believe I think Yaya is, Money Yaya, the little girl, she not a little girl. She's in her 20s, I believe. And his oldest son, I think he graduated high school, or supposed to. I don't know if he finished, but, you know, so he's probably 19. So they're almost young adults. So you don't have to walk them through anything too much no more, but they're still young and impressionable, and they still need guidance. And because they don't have the issues of money, you know, even more reason why they need structure, you know what I mean? So they don't run amok, because they can go buy and do anything they want to do in terms of money. So, you know, you still want to provide some type of guidance for them, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Floyd is just a hot mess to me. He really, really is. But he just seems so out of touch and so self-centered. And I don't know. Money doesn't. Well, I guess money could make you out of touch, especially when you have that much. But and I'm not saying he doesn't do any charities and help people, but he might want to televise that more. You know what I mean? He might want to make that public more. That would change the perception of him, I think. You know what I mean? But yeah. I just pray that they find out what really happened with her and they give us more explanation to her death so her family can have closure. Um, yeah. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I just want to tell you guys to continue to social distance, stay home, wash your hands. When you're going to these stores and the gas stations and things like that, wear your gloves, wear your mask. When you're buying things and bringing things back in the house, they actually want you to disinfect those things and wipe those things off. They're also asking you to take your shoes off at the door. Do not walk through your home with the shoes. And if so, wipe those off as well. And I think it's 2 people that I even know that had corona. Believe it or not, it just seemed weird that I actually know 2 people that had it. And thankfully, they both survived. One of my girlfriends and her father and her daughter got it because they got it from each other, from being around each other. It was like a domino effect, which is why they want the social distancing. And another guy I know. Luckily, I had not been around either one of them. So, but yeah, another guy that I know. He got really sick because he's older, so he was in the hospital, but he did not die. So yeah, it's real, and I didn't really take it that seriously either. I mean, I knew people was dying or whatever, but it's just hard to take something serious that you don't even see. You don't smell it, you don't see it, but it's real. So we gotta do what we gotta do, to keep this thing from just getting worse. So please stay home, wash your hands, disinfect, and if you like this channel, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos about what's going on with the celebrities, the latest topics or what have you. It's not really a lifestyle channel, more so celebrity news channel. So please comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining me.